Welcome back to another podcast with the Manufacturing Matrix. My name is Craig Scott. I'm the CEO of Fuuz, and I am joined today with Suzy and Andrew from Strategic, one of our great alliance partners. I'd like to hand it over to you guys to do a quick introduction of yourself, Suzy.
Sure. Suzy Reno. I'm the president and CEO of Strategic Information Group. Happy to be here.
All right.
Andrew Makl, vice president of sales. Very excited for this conversation.
Awesome. Thank you guys for coming in today. Really appreciate it. I'd like to get started off by talking a little bit about your practice, understanding a little bit more about what you guys do, the value that you add to the QAD space in particular, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the partnership.
Sure. So Strategic has been around since 1992, servicing customers in multiple vertical industries with the QAD ERP solution. Prevalence in life science manufacturing, automotive manufacturing, food and beverage manufacturing. Started as a U.S.-only organization, but we've now branched out, and we sell to customers in the U.K., Ireland, Sweden, and Denmark, and then service customers worldwide, trying to help them meet all of their enterprise needs surrounding the QAD solution.
Wow, that's awesome. That's quite a bit of growth.
Just a bit.
Yeah, that's great. In a lot of places I would love to visit.
Me too.
Someday.
It's been fun.
Yeah. I'm sure Andrew gets to go everywhere.
We're working on that. Yeah.
Fantastic. So we recently engaged in a partnership with you guys, and bringing the Fuuz technology to your practice as a new offering for you. And I'd love to know a little bit more about, from your perspective, what types of challenges you foresee us being able to help you guys with your clients.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, absolutely. I will, because I was part of this initial evaluation that got us to where we are today. So the really exciting part about what Fuuz brings to the table for us is Strategic offers a portfolio of products that we help support our customers with to meet their business needs. And as we've done that, North America, EMEA, and so on, we know that there's always gaps in products and there's requirements to those niche industries that Suzy noted, life science, automotive, industrial, you name it, that sometimes get overlooked or have to find workarounds and customizations to solve. And what we noticed is Fuuz as a product and a platform, let's not miss the platform piece of that, allows us really to take care of a customer's needs dock to dock and on the shop floor in a way that, especially in the SMB space, you can't see unless you're really going into a large MES, WMS product. Now, I'm not saying that the fact that you still can't. You absolutely can take this and go to those and replace those products. But there's a lot of configurability and capability that you bring to the table that you don't necessarily see in other either point solutions or enterprise level solutions. And that type of ability to really meet the need of the customer is what started this conversation and has got us where we are today.
Mm-hmm. One of the big transitions in the QAD world specifically is that the legacy QAD product, they started way back when with an on-premise version. We were joking earlier today that my first interaction with QAD, you could load the software on a CD onto your computer and run it. So we've evolved all the way from that, through the world of on-premise, through cloud solutions. Now QAD is entering the world of being a true SaaS ERP, and with that kind of SaaS architecture comes the requirement that you now need to integrate with that solution and talk to other point solutions via a platform, via what historically has been called middleware solution. It's really a connectivity or an interoperability solution that lets one system talk to another in a seamless fashion, right? So to us, Fuuz represents not only the ability to bring some very robust solutions that have been built on that platform to bear for our customers, but it also represents that very platform that we can now use to help that customer connect QAD to whatever other solutions they have in a fluid and seamless manner.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you guys have certainly drank the Kool-Aid, so I'm happy to see that. As the founder, it's my baby, so it's nice to see other folks that, see the potential in what it is that we've built, and certainly the SaaS concept makes a lot of sense. We started cloud first with Fuuz, so we're very much in line with that. Some things that are important to us is in the way that we architected this solution, in particular around the ability to do the integrations, and especially when you go SaaS multi-tenancy, there's a lot of issues around compliance, right?
Right.
Regulatory compliance, the ability to audit and validate your solutions and your software become a bit more challenging for many SaaS products out there. We know many of them are not compliant. So this is something that we've really stressed in our product. And it sounds like that's going to be a big benefit for you guys at Strategic because of the life sciences component, some of the other industries that you guys serve. So is there any particular areas within those industries where you're seeing some gaps in the marketplace for solutions to service their needs, whether it's manufacturing, warehousing, or whatever, where we might be able to help?
Yeah, so I think there's multiple, and I'm gonna take a little step back as we answer that question. One of the exciting pieces for us is the fact that because you're cloud first and you've been there a while, you've already run through the gamut of what's required to meet these compliances. And so when we looked for a partner, we needed to make sure that someone was going to be able to tick those boxes, considering life science is the main focus for us. You're going to have all these different compliancy requirements to fulfill. And no customer is going to be okay with trying to step into that realm with a new person in that space. Mm-hmm. So your history in that space was a big part. The other part is you started for manufacturers first, right? Mm-hmm. You're a shop floor guy. And as a manufacturing company that we are, we wanted to align with people that are like-minded in culture, right? Customer success. What are you delivering to the end user? These are things that are important. And what we're seeing is those end users are the ones where the gaps were coming in. So a lot of times we would look at something that would be slightly MES, but not quite have the WMS capabilities needed for managing a very small warehouse to fulfill, as Suzy will talk about, the growth model. When we go to talk and support our customers, which we have well north of 300 active, not including ones that we support that are managed by others, we talk about that 18-month, 3-year, 5-year plan. And if their growth model is outpacing what their current size, their manufacturing facility, warehouse facility, even their software capability, these are things that we want to make sure that when we're working with them on their portfolio and their stack of products, that it aligns with their long-term mission of the company. And this is an area where I think Fuuz outpaces what we looked at in the industry in regards to fulfilling those needs, but having the extensibility and capability to say, okay, great, I can handle your major 8 issues today out of the gate without a problem. And when you decide to go global, or you decide to have 14 facilities and you need your warehouses get tight, and we're talking food and beverage, and there's also a controlled state with food, and there's also an issue with a cold room, you have the ability to cover those areas and give them the MES capabilities they need for some of those manufacturing lines. So it is an area where when we sat there and looked at how do we get a better portfolio of products, the gaps you started filling all on the manufacturing side made it a no-brainer for us as soon as we got through what I would call that the honeymoon phase of, you say we drank the Kool-Aid, and then our technical people drank the Kool-Aid. Yeah. Now they've surpassed us, and we're trying to rein them in a little bit, I would say.
Yeah, correct.
And as you look at that portfolio, Suzy, how do you see that being a differentiator, for organizations as you look at this picture more holistically as on a global scale?
Yeah, I think it boils down to an age-old problem that we consistently run into with our small and medium-sized customers, which is there are fantastic point solutions out there that are designed for the large-scale customer base and have a price tag to match. So to have a solution like Fuuz that has at its core this foundation, this framework, and then with some pre-built kind of content, but the ability to then scale and adapt that functionality as a customer grows and as their business requirements change, versus trying to fit a very small requirement into a very large point solution. The budget doesn't fit, way too much functionality, your implementation isn't as effective as it should. So just the pure scalability that we see in the Fuuz platform and the ability to enable our customers to grow in their use of the platform and the tools that we can enable there as their company grows, I think it's a solution that doesn't have those scalability boundaries that some other solutions have. And I think that's really exciting.
Yeah.
As we look at our customers, especially even in the QAD space and the SMB space, we find that when they go to fulfill these needs, point solutions are cheap, don't cover all the requirements. Yep. And enterprise solutions are very expensive, cover the requirements, but aren't flexible to possibly some of the nuances of that industry. And this is the best of both breeds, where you sit in the middle and you give exactly what you're talking about, the extensibility and the capability at a value tag.
Right.
We're not trying to be a point solution, but we're trying to put in an opportunity there that, if you're going to have 4x growth, this covers 4x growth in whatever model you're looking for versus, having to replace that point solution in 2 years from now and just doubling down on all the costs and the training and the effort to your team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, a lot of good points there, that the Fuuz platform provides opportunity for companies to grow and expand, as many of them are, right, through acquisition and whatnot, and the ability to address multiple different verticals, even if you're completely crossing industries like food, life sciences, automotive. But even within a particular vertical, right, you've got process, discrete, you've got all these different variations that, to your point, a lot of good point solutions out there, but none of them are, that silver bullet. None of them are addressing all of their needs and offer that extensibility. Some of them are less expensive. Some of the enterprise grade solutions are quite a bit more expensive, kludgy, difficult to implement, difficult to manage. We talk to a lot of CIOs, as I'm sure you guys do, CIOs and CTOs that are just frustrated with the 24 different software licenses that they have to maintain for, their 3 facilities, right?
Right.
So, being able to bridge that for them and bring that in, with a partner like Strategic to, deploy a best-in-class ERP solution alongside the Fuuz platform, it really gives them everything they need in a very simplified solution architecture. Right. And your technical team, I know I've met a few of them, very exciting guys to work with. So, it's very exciting, but I know they are just chomping at the bit to get out there and start solving some of these problems. So, is there anything top of mind that comes up often where you think, man, this is just like what, aside from the big ticket items, right? WMS, MES, and all that. Like, I'm sure there's other things where you guys are like, technology's great, but like we've got these 300 customers, and a whole slew more. And there's just what's missing.
I wouldn't say it's what's missing, but one of the key areas that I think you cover that you just noted, hey, I've got 21 products and three sites. We have a lot of time customers that have multiple enterprise software strategies, meaning they have multiple ERPs or multiple QMSs and you name it. And a lot of times, the biggest thing they don't want to change is the people's experience on the floor, because getting products out, let's be honest, is the number one thing we need to do to be able to maintain happy customers. And the ability to provide a SaaS product that's agnostic to the ERP solution that could possibly even cover the other sites that we're not supporting allows them to be very flexible in their approach and have less customers to manage. And then when we start talking to supply chain folks and material schedulers, they get very excited when we talk about separating that part of the business from all the different ERP solutions. And especially when you're talking to PE firms or companies that are in a very big mergers and acquisitions, they're trying to basically buy their way through the industry. It allows them to really have an ability to do so without having a team constantly going in and evaluating what's the strategy when we acquire this company. How long is it going to take to get them on? It just shortens a lot of the problems that you run into business when you're really trying to be aggressive in the industry.
Yeah, and I think another real value that we haven't touched on yet is the fact that Fuuz is essentially a multi-purpose tool, right? So it's not only the integration platform, it is the solution, right? You've got one product that now can replace Boomi, it can replace Celigo, it can replace MuleSoft, whatever, right? Let's be adventurous. It can. We know it can. But
I'm just going along with it. Suzy.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. We envision it can for most of the issues that we encounter.
I agree for what it's worth.
Good. That's good. That means we drank valid Kool-Aid and not invalid Kool-Aid. That's good. So, not only does it have that integration layer capability, which all of these companies that we're talking about are going to need, right? The minute you have 2 SaaS solutions, you're going to need an integration platform, because both of those solutions are going to require that you deal with them via APIs. You can't go direct, right? You've got to go through the proper gateways. So now the same tool that I'm using to bridge that gap now has solutions built on top of it. So I've got one fewer thing in my tech stack, right? One one less bill to pay, one less thing to manage, one less thing to become educated on, how to use, how to really get the most efficient use out of that solution. And it's anytime we can find that multi-purpose kind of solution, we are happy because it's what our customers really want. They don't want 30 things in their tech stack.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And all of those points, and I do truly agree. I mean, we have replaced Boomi and Sligo and Tibco and a number of these solutions, over the years, over 1,000 sites, globally using Fuuz to just do integration work.
Right.
And then more beyond that for MES and WMS. And, we felt it was really important to enable that capability in the platform. I'm a pretty big car guy. So the one thing that would really upset me is going to the dealer to pick up my brand new Ferrari and have an empty tank of gas, right? And that iPass capability is like the full tank of gas. You can have the best software solution out there with all the APIs and all this magical wonder, but if it can't communicate with other things, then it's useless, realistically, right? You're operating in silos. So as you guys probably know, we've talked about this before. I used to have my own service consulting business before I got into software, right? So I'm familiar with the woes having to make the client successful, right? That really is on you guys. You're in there. You're strategic, literally and
We are
figuratively.
strategic.
Yes.
With your clients. And I see another opportunity that I originally saw, which is why I came up with Fuuz, was it's a strategic advantage, right? So a lot of pun here, but it sort of works, right? So you have this solution architecture that's greatly reduced and simplified for the CIOs and CTOs out there. You've got small, medium, and enterprise clients that you can work with the same set of products. So that's very extensible. And then, we get in there and your clients no longer have to worry about engaging with 12 different integrators.
Right.
Right. So for us, I think as a professional service provider, what made us ultimately successful and what made our clients happy was because we understood their business. We understood their processes. You can't just go out and hire anybody to come in and consult on your enterprise solutions. Right. So I think for your existing clients and your future prospective clients, this is a huge opportunity for them to get with Andrew and get with the team, which is a great team. I see it as a really great opportunity. You do support a number of different ERP solutions, so you have options for your clients, right? But you also have that versatility that it really doesn't matter what industry they're in, what vertical they're in, or even where they're located.
Right.
As I just learned. So that's really, really interesting, and that's really what intrigued us about you guys as a business. Plus the fact that, Andrew, you pointed out that we're manufacturing people. I'm a manufacturing engineer by trade, so that's really intriguing to us as well, like-mindedness. We know that you guys will be able to use our tool to go in and truly solve problems, not just sell services and, drag things out. And that's the horror story I think that a lot of companies hear about.
Sure.
Well, anytime there's something new, right?
Right.
Whether it's IoT, Industry 4.0, Industry 5, all of these different buzzwords out there, everyone's afraid to take that digital transformation journey because of all the horror stories. And that's typically because you've got 6 or 8 different technology solutions along with 6 or 8 different partners that all have to make it work together. So you guys are the one-stop shop, which is pretty incredible. So
it's a great point for us because you come to bear with the software expertise, the platform expertise, the SaaS expertise, and we're taking our senior level consulting team that are manufacturing people that have done that job of the person they're going to help support, and they're going to go through and work through the processes. And your product allows us to do what we call a phased approach. We talk about SaaS products. Well, what happens with SaaS products are teams are getting smaller. You got a smaller team to deal with. That team cannot do what they used to do because there used to be 13, now there's 3. Well, now we have a product and platform. We do the WMS, we do the MES. We can phase in the problem. We can do even inline inspection, so you don't have to go full-blown quality until next year. It allows us to be able to sit there and offer the expertise on the consulting side to match with a product that matches that on the capability side. And that's usually where the gap is we are bringing in an expert level consultant, and depending on the point solution or what we're integrating to, there's going to be limitations in that lovely buzzword we hate the most. Customizations come to bear versus configurations. And that's where I think when we start tying this all up and putting together those finalized solutions to customers, we're really going to see headway in the industry.
I want to go on record and say I want a red X on the screen when you say the word customization.
That's fair. Those are editing tools.
Buzz those out. Yeah. No, I think it really is the flexibility that the Fuuz solution is going to offer to our customers to meet their needs now, but then be able to use the same solution to grow into new integrations, extended integrations, doing more things with the point solutions in year 3 than they do in year 1. It's just, it's not going to be a limiting factor to them. It's going to be a tool to enable them to expand and grow.
Yeah, those are great points. I mean, that's exactly what the whole emphasis behind digital transformation is supposed to all be about, right? And I think until people start to realize that what they're after is a platform, not a point solution, right? And you think about different industry, everybody's going after platforms now, whether you're an electric vehicle manufacturer, right? It's this whole platform. That's where everybody wants to be. So, for us, we're pretty happy because that's where we started. Almost 10 years ago, we saw this vision, right, that this is where people needed to be. And I hate customizations too, right? And people will oftentimes say, "Oh, platform." So it's a set of tools, but it's all custom. And that's one of the things that we've done as well. I think it's why your technical team really loves it, because you get the benefits of customization without customization that you can't get in other SaaS products.
Right.
So configurations get you so far. Right, customizations. Everybody's got their AS400s, that they love, right? And letting go of that. There's a lot of fear from an IT perspective that you won't be able to do the things you need to do. You won't be able to address the problems you need to address for the business. And we offer those solutions now. So, and collectively with you guys on that front line, going in and doing your thing, should really make these clients very successful. So. We're super excited about this, relationship, and can't wait to get this podcast out.
Us too.
Yeah,
absolutely. No, I think we'll probably have it launched right at the right time for a bunch of people where we walk into a conference to drive attendeeship to the booth and start conversations. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys very much. It was a great conversation. Really appreciate all the, great positive energy around the Fuuz platform, and we're really excited to work with you guys.
Us too. Can't wait.
Thank you.